Now for our feature story of the day. Major asset manager VanEck, worth $108 billion, is predicting a $2.9 million Bitcoin price by this particular year. Yet, many people remain bearish. So let's break this baby down. And welcome everyone just joining the stream. So as you can see here, so this tweet reads, and the executive summary coming from VanEck, $108 billion investment firm VanEck is predicting a $2.9 million Bitcoin price by 2050. And here's the article that was just written. VanEck envisions 2.9 million per Bitcoin by 2050. So let's break this down. In a recent update, VanEck, the massive asset manager, projected that by the year 2050, which is in 26 years, the Bitcoin price could solidify its position as a key international medium of exchange, potentially becoming one of the world's reserve currencies. This assertion is rooted in the anticipated decline in trust in current reserve assets, prompting a shift towards more stable alternatives, such as the Biddy. One of the primary barriers to Bitcoin's widespread adoption has been its scalability issues. However, VanEck anticipates that these challenges will be addressed through developments of layer 2s, which will enhance Bitcoin's functionality and efficiency, such as the Lightning Network being a layer 2 example. By combining Bitcoin's immutable property rights, that's right, Bitcoin is immutable, nobody can change it, with the advanced features of L2 solutions, VanEck envisions a global financial system better equipped to meet the needs of the developing world. And with this in mind, the firm believes that by the year 2050, in 26 years, Bitcoin could be used to settle 10% of international trade and 5% of domestic transactions, leading to central banks potentially holding 2.5% of their assets into Bitcoin. Now, hypothetically, what if they were to hold 5% of their assets into Bitcoin? Does that mean we can double up the number and hit a $5.8 million Bitcoin? Maybe so. Now, based on the projections of global economic growth, Bitcoin demand, and turnover, VanEck estimates a potential price of $2.9 million per Biddy, which translates to a total market cap of approximately $61 trillion. Wow, that's 61x, because right now the Bitcoin market cap is only 1 trillion. That's crazy. This forecast incorporates assumptions around the global trade landscape, with trade growth expected to lag behind the overall gross domestic product growth, projected at 2% versus 3%. Moreover, VanEck anticipates a market share decline in traditional currencies, such as the US dollar. In fact, Max Kaiser came out, I shared the story the other day on the pod, that he projects the dollar crashing within the next 6 months, which means we can hit these targets a lot sooner than later. Now, so due to the deteriorating economic fundamentals, which would allow Bitcoin and other emerging currencies to gain traction, as you know, the US dollar and the euro aren't doing so great. Even the Japanese yen is being demolished right now. The renminbi over in China. So, I mean, fiat is destined to return to its original intrinsic value, which is 0. And from a medium of exchange perspective, VanEck suggests that Bitcoin could capture 10% of the cross-border payments and 5% of the domestic trade. The firm also highlights that Bitcoin becomes increasingly recognized as a store of value. Approximately 85% of the circulating supply may be effectively removed from the market, further driving its value. So there you have it. And back to VanEck's executive summary. I'm just going to read this out loud to you. This is coming directly from VanEck. It is conceivable that by 2050, Bitcoin be used to settle 10% of the global international trade and 5% of the world's domestic trade. This scenario would result in central banks holding 2.5% of their assets in BTC. Using assumptions about global growth, investor Bitcoin demand, and Bitcoin's turnover, we apply a velocity of money equation to suggest a potential price of 2.9 million per Biddy, translating to a total market cap of $61 trillion. Applying our existing framework for valuing Ethereum layer 2s, we estimate that the Bitcoin layer 2s could collectively be worth 7.6 trillion, approximately 12% of the Bitcoin total value. So there you have it, yo. Let me know if you agree or disagree. A $2.9 million Bitcoin price off of a 2.5% allocation, and that's by the year 2050, within 26 years. Personally, I think that's extremely bearish. I'll keep it 100. I think we hit the 1 million 7-figure milestone in 2029. I think if the dollar hyperinflates, we could potentially hit a 2 million Bitcoin by 2030. You know what I mean? Or 3033. I think way before 2050, personally. But let me know your thoughts, and welcome, family, to the Q&A segment of the live stream. Make some noise and let's go. I'm going to read all your comments out loud. Greg says 2.9 million by 2050. She's ultra conservative. If Bitcoin does what it has in the past 3 halvings, it goes up approximately 2 fib levels. The 1.114 equals 400,000. The 1.236 equals 3 milli. All by the next halving. 3 million by the next halving. Now we're talking. Thank you for keeping it bullish, Greg. I respect that. And I really love CoffeeZilla. I hope the Logan Paul suit is dismissed like Elon. Yeah, so Coffee's smart, though. He has a following of millions of people. It was actually him exposing Logan that blew up his channel and gave him millions of extra subscribers. I think he had less than 1 million subs. Correct me if I'm wrong. Pre of that Logan 3-part series on CryptoZoo, and now he has like millions. So he started selling merch, and he's selling merch to raise money for his legal defense because it could cost $1 million to fight a frivolous lawsuit like that, believe it or not. It's kind of sad, but at least he has the support to back him. And it's sad. He thought he had defamation insurance, and he ended up not having it, and that's why he has to come out of pocket, allegedly, to pay for this lawsuit that Logan Paul launched against him. But like I said, he's already raised a significant amount of funds, according to CoffeeZilla's own words, by selling merch. So thank God for merch, eh?